Welcome to Awesome Exiles.
You get some pretty great stuff there. It's just the shipping is a little scary.
There's a lot of Chinese knockoffs there, but if you search for, because there are a few stores that are basically official stores, like it says Empow official store, because Empow is then the brand that produces my headphones. I own like 3 headphones from Empow, and they're pretty great. So I use AliExpress for a lot of things, but yeah, I always take care to go into the official stores to check if the product is official. And basically it's because it's the only site where I won't have any trouble with customs, because in eBay, if I buy something from eBay, it would take 2 months to arrive. And even then, sometime, I once bought a speaker from eBay, and it took like 3 months, and it didn't come here. The customs said it was missing, so I lost $50 on that.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So AliExpress is like the only site I can use to import things without customs screwing me over.
Amazon is surprisingly pretty decent with customs. Like I could get things shipped as gifts outside the United States pretty easily if it says that it supports global, that is.
Yeah, but that's because you live in the United States. Because if you live in Brazil, the customs is a mess. It's horrible.
To be fair, isn't your customs corrupt as hell? Or just in general? Then again, that's everywhere you go. Politicians all crap bags.
Yikes.
Something I would like to discuss.
What's up?
Does anyone remember at the time when the internet really went through some changes? Because I remember throughout the 90s and early part of the millennium, it was roughly the same. I think a lot of the big changes in the way social media exploded was around 2010. Am I the only one that has that opinion, or?
I don't agree with that.
It was way long before that. I think it was 2006 or 2007 when social media started exploding in popularity. There were sites.
2006.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was MySpace, and there was another site called Orca.com. Does anybody remember Orca.com?
Vaguely.
I just never heard of this.
Yeah, Orca.com was like this very successful social media website before Facebook. And it ran from like 2005 to 2010. Everybody was using it. I mean, at least everybody in some parts of the world. Some parts got Orca.com, and other parts got MySpace, other parts got Facebook. But yeah, once 2010 came, everybody switched to Facebook.
That's when I joined Facebook, was 2010.
God, my God, Facebook is just such a mess anymore.
I only use it for Messenger now.
I mostly just use it to look at birds.
There's enough JavaScript on Facebook to kill a small horse.
The reason I brought up 2010 was because I wasn't really on the internet. I cruised the internet a lot, but I was not really on the internet until 2009. And I enjoyed using like MySpace and the early version of YouTube. I'm thinking these sites really started going through some changes around 2010 because remember the video quality was awful. I actually remember Blog TV. Does anyone else remember that one?
I'm aware of Blog TV. Justin TV.
Yeah, there were like all these sites that tried to be YouTube back then, and all of them failed.
All of them died.
Who remembers VO?
I have a VO.
Oh, yeah, that sounds familiar.
Believe it or not.
It's
Does
interesting
anyone
about
remember
VO.
Ustream?
The VO actually looks the same today as it did in 2009. It's not quite dead, but it's really not actively developed at all. I think it was bought out by an Israeli company, but they haven't really done anything with it as far as I'm aware. I'm going to have a look at it right now, actually. Oh, I take it back. They just ever so slightly redesigned it.
My first alternative after YouTube was Daily Motion, which is terrible now.
Yeah, Daily Motion was that site seemed to have like peaked as far as like actual like quality of content like around 2011. Looking back, there was a period where that site actually seemed like it was a legitimate site, and now it's
honestly
disaster.
Daily Motion.
It's very quiet over there.
Daily Motion tended to be the site where people went when they got banned from YouTube.
It still exists, although I give them credit because it's been around almost as long as YouTube has. And
Daily Motion basically survived the test of time that many YouTube clones did not. And I remember there was another main one, like it was called metacafe.com.
Oh,
yes,
I remember that one. They used to have a lot of embeds on there.
Metacafe, yes.
It's still around, but I think it was sold to someone else. Because I remember they had some original series that were published just for Metacafe, which I thought was pretty cool. But now, since then, the site is still there, but it has changed a lot.
I'm looking at video, and what I find really interesting, it has a copyright of 2017 on the footer.
Yeah, that's how you tell a website's dead or not doing well, is when they don't even bother to update their copyright anymore.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, and sort of going back into the gaming range for a second, remember, and Core should remember this, and probably Doc also, GameTrailers.com. Remember when that was the gaming site for just gaming content, period? You didn't go to YouTube for gaming content. You went to GameTrailers.com and ScrewAttack.com, neither of which exist anymore.
I always went to YouTube because I'd watch walkthroughs, and because that was one of the only other original forms of content back in the day was the old school roots of Let's Plays and walkthroughs.
Oh yeah,
I just remember
watch through videos.
I just remember using those were the ones that I looked at because especially at that time I was really keeping up with like current gaming news, like when it was the 7th gen consoles. Like I just remember watching like panel discussion shows and stuff on Game Trailers. That part of the reason you would watch a site like Game Trailers is because their production values were just so much higher than what was on YouTube at that time, that much like you were watching TV. And it was now there's nothing now because it became a point where there was nothing special about it and people transitioned to YouTube and whatnot. But especially at that time, that's certainly a thing that's changed, because there was a period of time like 2010, 2011 where I was going to GameTrailers.com on a daily basis, and now it just doesn't even exist. It's literally dead. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I remember looking for game wallpapers at one point, and everything would have that huge IGN watermark with like 3D globe in the text.
Yeah. What's it called? It was. If y'all want to move on to discussing one of the main topics of the night, YouTube and how it's changed over the last decade and a half.
Sucks.
Yes. All the way from me at the zoo to where it is now.
Pretty much.
Yeah. It went from where there was videos.google.com to
I remember Google videos
and Yahoo videos and that kind of stuff to now YouTube, and even specific sites for corporate content, each individual sites for corporate content, or now it's owned by Google and it's basically their streaming service for corporate content. interspersed with individual content creators occasionally.
But
Yeah,
it seems to me that big media has pretty much taken over YouTube.
Well, yeah, that's actually
pretty much.
that's been one of the big driving things that have been pushing people towards our content, because that's what I've been pitching is an escape from the crap that is the constant mainstream media and celebrities. Because who gives a crap about Will Smith? Why is Will Smith being the star of the YouTube Rewind?
Exactly. Why are these movie stars showing up?
Like,
Isn't the internet supposed to be for amateurs?
Like, why didn't?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Here's the thing. And yeah, the internet was pretty much a niche thing back in 2005, 2006, but it exploded and it became mainstream in 2010, somewhere around that line. But yeah, I was about to say the funny thing about big media taking over YouTube is that back when Google bought YouTube, they were in a lot of legal trouble because people kept uploading copyrighted content. So Google made a compromise. Google promised that to big media, they would let big media delete any video for any reason whatsoever. And yes, this is true. Somebody on Twitter sent an excerpt from the contract that Google signed, and they basically gave big media all the power over YouTube. They could delete any video whatsoever for any reason, even if there's no copyright infringement at all. And Google did that to escape legal punishment. They didn't want to get into copyright battles, so they gave big media all that power.
Yeah,
I know there was a deal with Universal in particular.
Yeah, so there's that, and there's also the fact that in order to protect themselves even further, they also made a deal with the U.S. government, I believe, that they would start collecting a lot of user data and send it to the government to make sure they're not doing anything illegal, to avoid all responsibility from people uploading copyrighted content. And that's how, when Google started becoming this draconian monopoly where they know everything you're doing, like they know where you are, they know your real name, they know who you live with. Google basically knows everything about you, and it was because of this copyright lawsuit back in 2000 something.
You better hide.
And of course, the irony with that is, I just wanted to add on real quick. The irony with that is,
Copper.
Yeah, exactly. Because
illegally collecting data on children, and then everyone
illegally collecting data that they were not supposed to, and had to pay out money to the federal government.
Well, we're
all paying for it more than they are.
I was going to add that they should call themselves Santa Claus. They know when you're naughty and nice.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. Google's coming for your personal data.
Allison.
Yes?
What is your opinion on the YouTube algorithm? Does it seem to favor certain sites, certain channels, or certain content?
Absolutely. It definitely favors promoted content. It definitely favors big YouTubers like PewDiePie and others. It definitely favors those, and YouTube has basically admitted this time and again.
Yeah.
Here's what's funny about the YouTube algorithm. People complain about the YouTube algorithm, but what's interesting is at various points throughout YouTube's existence, the algorithm has at some point screwed over some segment of the YouTube community.
Animation.
It screwed over those people. Music channels, gaming channels at one point, which are now like, if there are content creators, that's who they market. There was a point where they were banning gaming channels left and right. Like 2014, 2013 was when that was, and whatnot. And then there was edgy content. Then there was not edgy content. Then you had the LGBTQ community and their content. They were getting messed up by the algorithm. News channels, regardless of politics, getting messed up by the algorithm. Like the algorithm, the long form content, short form content. At various points, almost any type of content on YouTube has at some point or another been screwed over by the algorithm.
Yeah, it's only this year alone that I'm starting to see any growth, and that's only because I got lucky and one of my favorite games started exploding in popularity. Like, the user base has grown drastically. That's the only reason why I've hit any success with YouTube.
I mean, remember when just as a weird, kind of an odd example, remember when reaction channels were the thing?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
The algorithm. And that was totally
That's
created
not a
by
good
the
memory.
algorithm and killed by the algorithm. It was
Yeah,
created and
that's
killed
the
by
only
the
good thing about
algorithm within like a year. It was bizarre.
Yeah, it started with the reply girls. Does anybody remember that?
No, but honestly, one other thing that really irritates me about YouTube is its willingness to let bad actors continue to use the platform, but only because they bring them money. Like the Paul brothers. Basically, completely reprehensible people, but they make a lot of ad money, so YouTube ain't gonna do crap about them.
Yeah.
Well, and it's one of those things where they're very picky and choosy because you have bad actors like them, but then you had someone like Leafy who was a divisive figure in the community, but his subscriber numbers kept going up and his view counts kept going up, and had they not interrupted his progress, he probably would have been one of the biggest users on all of YouTube, and he was deemed to be too bad of an actor, and they cut him off.
Honestly, I really hope they
Legend has that he's still shopping for a chin.
I really hope they get rid of Maximilian Muss at soon. God, that guy is a piece of work.
Folks, I'm sorry, but I have to depart.
Later, Crash.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care.
You guys have
Bye-bye
a good
now.
one.
You too. But yeah, like, people like that need to just be off the platform. Like, I'm sure you've seen the recent incidents with him. Linda,
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
So
he's the guy where everyone has the Deus Ex profile.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with this.
I'm out in the dark.
Okay, so basically, I'll send y'all a video later, but long story short, he basically weaponizes his fan base to harass, raid, get channels banned off Twitch, YouTube, just and giggles. His community has a massive problem with sharing child porn. They once harassed and threatened...
Oh, God.
Yeah, he once harassed and threatened a mentally ill man with death threats and made him eat his own crap on camera.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, no, he's someone that legitimately needs to be canceled because he's just a god-awful human being. But he's still partnered on YouTube. He still has like 3 million subs.
Yikes.
It's like that's the sort of thing that just annoys me about YouTube. You can mess up as a small YouTuber and be gone, but you do messed up things like that, and you're still kept around because you're profitable.
I guess that's basically how YouTube works. So back on the algorithm thing. So if I remember, it basically started back in 2011 something with the reply girls. There was this group of girls that would upload videos using the video response functionality from YouTube before YouTube removed that. They would use that functionality to send responses to videos, and they would put a thumbnail of their cleavage to bait people into watching their videos. and they kind of became rich with that. And I guess that's how reaction videos became popular, because people realized that this stuff would get them rich. And YouTube subsequently, they removed the response functionality from their website because of that. And on top of that, I think the other reason why the algorithm favors so much, the other reason the algorithm favors so much people who upload videos every day, cheap, lazy videos like reaction videos, Let's Plays, it's because in 2012, PewDiePie started making success. PewDiePie kind of became like the #1 YouTuber. He was everywhere, and suddenly there was a lot more of other YouTubers who were copying him, playing horror games. Like Markiplier is the one from the top of my head. There was basically this Let's Play boom on YouTube. Suddenly, Let's Plays became the #1 content on YouTube. And because of that, YouTube started favoring that kind of thing. And because they started favoring Let's Plays, which was something you could make and publish every day, other channels that made more complex content that took weeks to produce, maybe months to produce, they fell out in favor of Let's Play content.
God, that just reminds me. Hey guys, welcome to my Minecraft Let's Play. Today we're gonna go in the caves. Well, like just every 12-year-old back in 2012.
No, if we wanted to watch Vidley, Cord, we'd go to Vidley.
But yeah,
that's still Vidley.
But yeah, everyone and their mother back in 2012 wanted to be a Minecraft Let's Player.
Well, I remember is going back older YouTube, and this is a thing how certainly the internet has changed, because this was a big deal at one point. I remember the Club Penguin community back in the day, and you'd have the Club Penguin YouTubers using the unregistered HyperCam 2.
Oh god.
doing like tutorials with that let the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah.
Let the bodies hit the floor song like, in the background.
Typing on Notepad.
Typing on Notepad. It's like, here's how to get coins on Club Penguin. It was like, and like, I mean, that was a whole that was a whole type of content. And I just remember all that stuff. And obviously that was a younger audience, at least it was supposed to be anyway.
Yeah. Oh man, that's another thing about early YouTube. Pretty much everyone had either Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, Paralyzer, or some other form of butt rock. That was just popular. Everyone stuck it with an A.
And that 007 sound system song.
Yeah.
I think they gave those because when videos would get muted, YouTube would like, here's a free selection of music, and 007 sound system would be one of those options that sounded the least great.
I always was convinced. I was like, are these the only royalty-free songs that exist?
Kevin MacLeod and Compotech.
Well, I give him credit. You still see, especially a lot of smaller YouTubers still use some of that stuff, but that always gets weird because then you'll hear YouTubers use the same song, and you'll be like, "Wait, I know what that's from, but I don't know what that's from at the same time." And then you look at the credits of the video, and it'll be like, "Oh, that's in Compotech."
From what I remember, at least way back from 2006 YouTube or something, everybody would make something using either In the End or one of the Linkin Park songs.
Oh yeah.
I still listen to a few of those albums to Core's not surprised.
Hybrid Theory is a killer album.
Hybrid Theory and what was the other one?
Well, I'm happy that the Let's Play has gone up because I still remember with the walkthroughs didn't always have commentary.
Oh yeah,
there were a lot of walkthroughs that didn't have commentary, and there's still uncut gameplay footage or not much commentary or whatever. But I mean, I remember a time where it was like a real hunt to have to find for good commentary, even just commentary on a video game walkthrough at all.
Oh yeah, I remember when you did find a good channel, you latched onto them.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. There was this one called Four Swords Lord that I used to watch. I used to play Spider-Man 2 a lot, the movie game from 2004, and I remember watching that whole tutorial series how to play the game.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I have that game in my collection.
Honestly, my favorite.
Oh, do you? That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Honestly, my favorite old school YouTuber that's still funny was Raidu Frost. He did a really funny Metal Gear for the NES playthrough, where it was basically just him going back and forth in his. He did a really good Solid Snake impersonation, so it was basically just him and Solid Snake back and forth arguing and bantering the whole time, and it was honestly pretty funny for back in that time period. I think that was like 2008, 2009.
Well, and
there's one YouTuber that I used to watch a lot. His name was, what was it? Just some random guy, I think. He was a voice actor, but he did stop motion comedies over his videos, and I used to sit around for hours and hours watching those videos.
I know that.
Well, and the one thing that we haven't sort of a big elephant in the room how YouTube has changed is the layout, channel layouts.
Oh,
those have changed so many times. I mean, I think back to YouTube of 2011, and I compare that to now, and it's just like not even the same site.
Oh yeah,
the same site.
You'd have channel comments. You'd have groups. You'd have your friends list. You'd have DMs. You'd have custom channel background, custom channel banner, all that stuff.
Yeah, there was so much.
You used to be able to watch videos on channels. A lot of the times, if I had a channel that I would like, I can't say that I fully remember the 5-star video rating system on YouTube, only because in that time, 2010, 2011, when I was early watching YouTube, I would go to people's channels and just sit and binge their video content on their channel. I wouldn't go
that was one
look
of the
at like recommended videos or whatever. Like at that time.
It was so tidy to just be able to stay on a channel and watch everything without leaving a page. That's one thing that I really, really miss.
Oh yeah.
I've missed that for a long time.
Yeah, that's something we definitely seek to bring back with this stuff. Is just the ability to customize your channels and enjoy watching content like that. Plus the other thing, removing all the friends, removing the comments, kind of to weaken the community feeling, you know? Like you.
Well, and in that way, things have changed. Just because now you have major YouTubers that are using Reddit. I mean, Reddit as a site, I think it exists for a long time, but I mean that's something that's only been like really huge over the last less than 10 years.
Yeah, I started using Reddit. Well, I don't frequent it very much, but basically when Yahoo Answers made their changes back in the day and turned into, I guess, a spam fest, that's when I kind of, let's try Reddit. And yeah, that's what I've been using off and on ever since for that kind of purpose.
Not to mention the fact that YouTube also has a nasty habit of just censoring things they don't like, no matter what it is. You could be
careful, Core. They're listening.
They can eat my arse. But yeah. I honestly just I feel they've really weakened the community factor of the site, because now you can't engage with friends and community like you used to.
Speaking of friends on YouTube, it's funny you mentioned that because friends was a cool thing to have back on YouTube, but if I remember right, they were basically worthless functionality wise, because I never could understand what was the point of having a friend on YouTube if you couldn't do anything with them.
Yeah, to be fair, isn't that also why we're adding like a group function and such on the site?
Yeah, I can see that.
It's like there's certainly plenty of other. We could certainly work, especially community feedback, work on a bunch of different ideas to help make things more, effective.
Yeah, and another thing, back on the old YouTube, when people would add you as a friend, and I think I remember there was an option to set your private messages only to friends, but then people would add you as a friend, and the first thing you got was like, hey, can you watch this video for me? This totally unrelated video. Like, there was a video of a car crash, and back at the time I didn't know better, but it's a damn bot. The only thing people sent me as friends on YouTube was videos that these bots would send.
Or Rickroll, like.
Yes.
There were these bots that I had to deal with when I first made my YouTube account, and God, it was the scariest bot I can think of. It was basically, they would use these stock photos of like these 40, 50-something-year-old men, and they send these like overly friendly messages to me. And I had a few videos with my face. I would do screen recordings. I'm like, okay, this is scary as FUC. I'm not going to spell the rest for Linda. And I later found it was a bot, but it was like, okay, whoever made this is cynical as hell, because this is a really scary bot.
Honestly,
yeah, that was my first internet horror story.
That sounds like something I'm not even going to pretend to say friends on the other site would use. My God, y'all want to talk about that little thing going on right now?
What?
The B site.
The stuff going on with BMF and all that.
Ew. No. I think we better get back on topic.
Yeah.
Get back on topic of old internet things, because I think we spent too much talking about YouTube.
To be fair, we've been talking about the changes of YouTube, which has been a good topic.
Yeah. Does anybody remember Blogspot?
Yes.
Yes.
I had a
In
blog
fact,
there.
I had one that I did like 2 things on, and I abandoned, and I will see if it still exists, because I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah, it still exists.
Let me see.
Oh, indeed. There's several bloggers that still use it.
Yeah, back in the day, Blogspot.
Yes, it exists. Okay, you have to see this. Let me post this in the chat. Where's the community chat here? On their Discord server for the listeners out there, I have posted my old Blogspot blog, delimedia.blogspot.com, because in those days I was known as Hero Sandwich 123. That was before my name as Spiderfan.
Oh my.
Yeah, Blogspot
I have my
was
review of E3 2012.
I see a Nintendo Wii U.
Yes, because this was, I won't say this is when it was announced, because it was announced in 2011, but this was around that time. This is before the Wii U came out.
It's okay. All you had to do was wait a year and it was gone anyways.
Yeah. So anyway,
A lot of very unique use cases when you mod them, though. Like, they could play GameCube ROMs natively. You have Wii mode. You have all of maybe 10 games on Wii U. It's a pretty neat little system to have, admittedly.
Honestly, it was better for its what's that program that Nintendo has? The eShop. It was better for the eShop. Yeah, the eShop and Virtual Console than it was for actual Wii U games.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, we can go on that for days and days, because I have a lot to say about that. But that's also off topic. But and then that's another thing how internet has changed, where just online gaming has certainly changed. Now, you just have Wi-Fi. You just connect your system to Wi-Fi and you're good. Like on Nintendo consoles, you had to use friend codes, things like that.
To be fair, that's more because Nintendo is intentionally backwards and archaic. Because they think they think gimmicks are cute.
And there's still friend codes like on Switch and stuff, but it's way less. It's different because like on Wii you didn't have to pay for online. I'm pretty sure on Wii U you didn't have to pay for online, but like on Switch you pay for online and things like that. And now you have through Wi-Fi, it's just changed how you even consume gaming content, just because you have gaming services like PlayStation Plus and Xbox Game Pass and whatnot that didn't exist before. Of course, Dreamcast originated all that.
Okay.
As far as on playing games online.
All right, let's move back on topic then.
Another way the internet has changed used to be for PC and laptop
on the note of
for smartphones.
Yes, that's a major change. Great call.
Like before smartphones and smartphones were a thing, every website used to have its own unique design and personality, but like these days it feels like everybody is concerned about making one shoe size fits all thing, where every website is like these just these very extremely simple one bar at the top with a few links, and the rest is just one giant bar with the content that goes on, keeps loading it forever.
You gotta
being generous, Alec, they don't even always give it the bar.
You gotta love minimalism.
Yeah, because it's designed for the
Aura.
phone and designed for the tablet, which that's only something that's really happened in the last 10 years. Even I would say even less than 10 years. I would say maybe 5 or 6, maybe.
It's one thing that still hasn't changed about the internet and up until 2021. Mobile websites still suck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
It's like mobile websites just never seem to really improve, do they?
Well, and you used to have Palm Pilots, which that's certainly a technology change. But as far as like using the internet on a mobile device, that wasn't something you even thought about up until around 10 years ago. Now, I never used the internet on a flip phone. I've seen retrospectives and things where people would look at certain web pages on a flip phone.
I did back in 2001.
What was that like?
I did quite a
It's a
little bit
tiny
at one point.
screen, really, comparatively. I needed it to get directions sometimes, or find out what the weather was going to be in a certain area, or news sites, or whatever.
Yeah. So how'd you get around? Because now there's touch screen and whatnot. How would one navigate that?
You use the physical map.
Actually, with that one, you could do what was called mobile web, and it would take you on there, and you could type in whatever site you were looking for, and it would take you right to it.
Not to mention GPS satellites were still a thing, so a lot of people just had dedicated GPS things in their cars.
And that's certainly how certainly technology's changed, but also very much the internet. Just as far as apps and navigation apps and
because what does everyone use? Google Maps.
Yeah, Apple tried to compete.
Yeah, Google has a GPS tracker in everyone's pocket.
But
checking my pocket. Okay, I'm all right.
I'm gonna throw my phone on the bed. I don't want Google tracking my thigh right now.
God,
yeah, mine is over on the kitchen counter.
It's just. That's something I was talking to somebody earlier because I would mention that we were gonna talk about this on the podcast. How the internet has changed, and there used to be dedicated websites But a lot of times on a phone or a tablet now, you use apps for things, which obviously were not a thing because, as Linda pointed out, you used to use a PC or a laptop to access the internet at all. So now you've got apps for social media, YouTube, and the like.
Yeah, my Facebook Messenger app was going off a little bit ago.
That just reminds me, anti-vaxxers complain about microchips in the vaccines when you've got a tracker in your pocket at all times.
To tell them that, and they'll get real defensive. What? No one's tracking me. I'm like, well, show me your phone. Here it is. All right, you're being tracked. You got to throw your phone in a lake if you don't want to get tracked.
Pretty much. It's got a GPS track. Either rip out the GPS tracker or you're getting tracked, buddy.
I tested the GPS on my phone. It knows where I am within like 50 feet of where I'm standing. It's pretty spot on. Like sometimes I'll open up a map and look at myself and be like, hey, Google doesn't know where I am. Look up and wave. Hi, Google.
And some apps you can't even use unless you have the location tracker on. Like weather,
those I'm very
example.
wary of.
In the apocalyptic wasteland, Google will use your location to sell you to roving bands of slavers.
Because in that universe, Google will still be in control.
They'll just be aboard the ISS.
So I should look out my window and wave right now.
Yeah,
And
do the same thing. Let's not wave at the same time.
To be fair, it is important to have a GPS because when people get confused, they do not know where to turn.
Nope. The shotgun.
I muted him.
Oh, you didn't actually mute him, did you?
Yes, I muted him.
Can he hear us?
Did you mute me or you didn't mute me?
I did mute you.
No, he didn't mute you.
Yes, I did. Bad. Stop sponsoring. We're not getting paid by DirecTV. Stop sponsoring them.
I don't think DirecTV would want to pay us. They're losing too much money.
Especially considering how much we keep crap talking cable.
Get rid of cable.
Well, technically, they're not cable. They're not cable technically, Core.
Who gives a crap? They're mainstream media and they can go screw themselves.
But they're better than cable.
When you tell a big company to go screw themselves.
And he's muted again.
He's muted again.
Alright, so let's wrap this up with our actual outros. So this has been Core. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch.
And I'm Linda Irwin of Awesome Insanity Surfers. Find me on Spreaker under Linda Irwin and YouTube. Find me on Twitter at Insanity Surfers and at ContinuumX.
Doc?
This has been Doc or Ryan. You can find my work at eclecticforun.me. That's eclecticforun.me.
Spider?
I am Spiderfan, the official NFL analyst for Sports Coast to Coast. You can find my writings and whatnot on sportscoasttocoast.proboards.com. I'm also on bitview.net. And due to being able to finally find the correct software, I got that all working back up again. I should be back posting content on BitView. And NFL free agency is going to be upon us. And so look out on both BitView and Sports Coast to Coast for my various thoughts on the various happenings of the free agency period. So look forward to that.
Whatever you do, don't use BitView. Use WeViddy instead.
This has been Ali, your acid bath princess of the darkness. I'm Ali the Zombie 13 on YouTube, and I'm currently developing WeViddy.net.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to join us everywhere we are and invite your friends. Be sure to join the Awesome Exiles Discord. Link in the description.